Attention, all proud warriors. Have you ever considered...
Nope. We're just gonna skip right past that intro, because don't need to see that again. Don't need to see that again. Bringing back the quick looks, I wanted to do one for a while, never had a game I wanted to do a quick look for. Then this came out, because I am not LPing this shit. Nah mate. Ain't about that life. Ain't about that life. This ain't getting LP, this is getting a quick look, this is getting a mention. How many hours am I into this so far? Because I got thoughts and opinions about this. If the servers connect. It's like Xenoverse 1 all over again. There we go. Does it say how many hours I'm in? It does not. Okay. Odd. Alright. Anyway, quick looks. Third one, and it's the third one I'm doing a different format. First time, I did it pre-recorded. I did it pre-recorded with post-commentary with about an hour into the game. An hour into messing around with stuff. Fury beat the game in about 4-5 hours, I think. About 4.5 hours maybe. And then gave my impressions of it after the fact. This, I'm going to do live. I've got like, I don't know, 12 hours or something into this game. And I can guarantee 11 of those hours are side content. If I get into the game. All in all, I prefer this to this first game. But, has its issues. Most of its issues are the same issues Xenoverse 1 had. Which is odd. Like, you think they'd improve that stuff, but oh well. Like, anyway, here's Margin Bay. The most original thing ever. I am amazingly glad that you have an actual hub world now, and they don't just have... Like, it's open world. It's not that stupid little hub world where it was a loading screen every few steps. That was... oh no. Now you can just... You don't start with flight. You have to get... I don't know. I don't know how... Like, I can't tell how far I am in the story because of how long I spent doing side shit. But you start the game, you get a vehicle. Which, I will admit, is pretty neat. But it ain't flight. So we got missions, everything. Everything is functionally the exact same. You go around, find your mentors. The only difference is, instead of one mentor at a time just showing up in the hub, they're everywhere. Like all these grayed out stars and the little school icons, like the three at the top there, they're all different mentors. Grayed out ones are ones you've done. The school looking icons are ones you haven't done. There's time rifts, which is basically like your side quest hub, I guess you'd call it, for each race. We've got Capsule Corp for the Saiyans. We've got Majin Buu's house for Majin Buu, Frieza's army for the Frieza race, Hercule for humans, and Guru's house for Namekian, sorry. You can go and do them all regardless of your race, but you get bonuses if you're the if you're the exact race. And I'm not far enough in the game yet, but I am aware. Just go to customize, skill set. The awoken skill is your transformation, which is what you get from your specific race time rift, your hub area. So thankfully, a transformation doesn't take up a ultimate attack, which is great. But gameplay wise, apart from the hub world being, you know, good, or at least somewhat functional compared to the bullshit that was in the first game, the game more or less plays the same. Combat, everything's all the same. Story, I'll get into the story. Yeah. You gonna let me interact with that shit? Nah? Wait, your character from the first game is basically deified. Like, they show up in the story as Trunks' partner, and they are just deified. It's at a point where it's like, okay, Goku showed up. Your character is basically Goku. Like, it's ridiculous. Actually, I might as well talk about story, because, like, what is there to talk about apart from the story in this game? Gameplay is basically the same as the first game. I don't notice any changes. Like, there's no real noticeable changes in gameplays. You have story missions, you have parallel quests, offline, online, can form teams with other players. It is more or less the same. Dragon Ball missions, but only for Guru. Get, like, everything, more or less. Like, I don't want to keep saying that, but that's basically what this game is. It's more of the same, but it's not a bad thing. Although, one thing that they do have appeared to fix.
Greetings.
The RPG, not the RPG, sorry, the RNG somewhat. Like, trying to get fucking, what do you call it? Ultimate finishes, that's it. Trying to get ultimate finishes for these missions does not seem as luck-based anymore. Like, it seems like it's just doable. Like, it works. It might have just been me, but the amount of times I did the criteria for ultimate finishes and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Extremely irritating. But it seems to have fixed now, which is great. Go to the hub here. Well, I said a hub, but a time nest. Exactly the same as the first game. Again, more of the same. May as well just jump into a story mission, just show that shit. Alright. You know what? Look for Trunks. Because this is going to get into a problem I have with the story. It wasn't a problem in the first game, really. But it's a problem here. Oh, hello.
Gohan? You're still alive?
We'll fix that soon enough. Kill him. Full power.
Gohan! No, it can't be. Gohan! Gohan!
Okay, this was not the story mission I thought this was. I should have probably just picked a parallel side quest and got my issues with the story out the way there. But okay then. Okay, well.
Oh, it's you, huh?
I don't think this mission's gonna showcase another part of my problem.
This scroll? Right here? It holds the history where I came from. In it, everyone was wiped out by 17 and 18. Even Gohan, who was the last to go. If Mom hadn't built that time machine, then I, and everyone else in the world, would be...
I can't say that I approve of building a machine that can fiddle around with history.
That's literally what we do. That's I'm just quick look mode on the fence for now. This entire game is about fiddling with history, mate. What are you on?
Yeah.
You in a story mission that I just did, you factually cheat. You're losing, so you come back here and then go back further in time, so you win. Okay.
Oh well, no sense in crying over spilled milk, I always say.
No! Not this history, too! We need to act fast.
Trunks!
Yeah.
You understand, right?
I do. Then, good luck.
Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to showcase my problem. Okay, I'm just going to get out of the way. What wasn't a problem in the first game, but is a major problem in this game, is that Trunks is incompetent as all shit. In the first game, he's a time patroller. He's like one of the few time patrollers. He's like the main one because he's the only one. That's his thing. He brings in your character in the first game purely because he needs help. That's it. Oh my god, this music. Okay, I'll get into the music in a second because the music is good in this game. But Trunks brought in your character because he needs help. But in this game, he's an accomplished time patroller. He has set up an entire academy for time patrollers. He is head time patroller along with your character from the first game. The problem is, he's incompetent, which makes it worse when they deify your character from the first game. Because when your character from the first game shows up in any situation, like everyone, Trunks included, and the two Kais are like, no, yeah, this guy's got it sorted. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Whenever Trunks shows up, he factually fucks up every time, which doesn't make sense.
I would have noticed that. Someone who looks like you would draw attention. Where did you even come from?
A little nitpick I have as well with the dialogue in this game. Almost every character's reaction to you is, you look strange. A person that looks like you will draw your attention. Like, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, this game can only seem to think of your look as a way to make you stand out to the characters, and not why you're in the battle or where you come from. It's normally just, you look strange. Why are you here? It makes no sense. And I'm kind of glad 16 didn't talk much. Oh, hello. Hello, are we gonna skip into the villains?
You're just full of hidden potential.
Now, I'll say what I was gonna say about 16 talking, and then I'll get into the villains. The problem with the dialogue in this game, it's inconsistent in how it reacts. Like, if you overlevel, you can beat a fight quickly. That's a given. If you do side content, you do it quickly. But it's inconsistent as all hell. Because sometimes when you get enemies' health down to a certain amount, it does something like that, and it skips to the next like phase, and all dialogue will be cut. Like, all dialogue that people say is gone. Sometimes it will say, no, you need to hear all this dialogue, so the enemy will not lose any extra health. No matter how many times you hit them, their health bar won't change. And most of the time, I'll find myself standing still, not participating in the fight, just so all the dialogue can come out. Because you never know how it's going to work out. It will either skip or it won't. You have no way of knowing until it happens. Which is a major, major problem if you want to know what's going on. That being said, for the most part, you're not missing out on much. Because my biggest problem with this story is that it's a fundamental problem, so it can't be fixed.
Hey, get the lead
the
out!
first game.
Want me to finish things for you?
Yeah, I accept that D rank. I wasn't really trying. I was just talking. My biggest problem with the fundamental of the story is that it's a time travel story. Literally everything you do in this game was did in the first game, to the point where some scenes and character interactions are exactly the same. You just replace your character from the first game with your character in this game.
Beat you, even against 3 of you. I am far stronger. I must be.
I won't let you kill Gohan!
So everything just feels... I'm sorry, I kind of
Trunks,
listened to that.
You
But-
came from the future, didn't you?
Everything just feels rehashed, and that's a little
Ball
upsetting.
was able to finish her time machine.
There are some
I'm
changes.
really proud of you, Trunks.
There are a fair amount of changes, which is
Not
good
the
to keep
time
things
for this.
fresh.
17
Like,
and
instead of
18 are
just
attacking the city.
Goku versus Frieza and you versus
Right.
Goku and Frieza,
This
it's
time, Gohan.
Cooler jumps in.
Gohan, I'll go with you to fight.
But
This time,
it's
I
stupid.
won't hold you back.
What are you saying? You know you're not allowed to do that, Trunks.
Okay, I chose the wrong story to do this with
You'll
because
change the course of history.
this is a big moment. I'm just talking over it, but
But
Trunks?
Please, you have to stop Trunks.
sure, fight him. Why not? I'll beat the hell out of him. It's all good.
Trunks. Is there something you want to tell me?
Actually, no, this showcases it perfectly. This showcases my problem with Trunks perfectly.
If you're here,
His
All
entire
grown up.
thing.
then the future is safe, isn't it?
His entire thing is that he is like
This fight
the
has a real purpose.
time cop. He is the main time cop. Yet here he is
you can't. Gohan.
making rookie mistakes.
Looks like you
Straight
made a
up
good
saying, I don't care. I'm going to change history, despite the fact that the mantra of this entire game
It's really good to
is
see you, Trunks.
do not let history change.
Gohan.
It's like they weren't entirely sure what to do with Trunks. They implement him more than in the first game, great. At somewhat. But he is meant to be a seasoned time cop. He makes rookie mistakes all the time. He let Ginyu take his body
You did well today.
just because it's like he never knew what Ginyu was, despite having fought Ginyu and reviewed all of history in the first game. He just fails constantly,
That was a heavier bit of history for him.
and
than I
it's
realized. I was careless.
always up to this character or your character from the first game to fix
But
the problems he
I didn't think
causes.
he'd just take off like that. If he'd actually gone through with the whole thing, well,
I just don't
it
know
would be one more mess
why
to clean up. And
they
that'd be
wrote
even more
Trunks like
difficult.
this, because he never seems to know what to do,
Glad you were there.
despite being the guy who's meant to know what to do.
I think Trunks could really use a break after this one. I'll keep an eye on the scrolls for a little while.
And again, it makes it worse when they deify your previous
I'm afraid
character.
You'll have to do the work of two for a while. Sorry
Because
about that.
your character from the first game, he was, or I say he, they were just dragged into this against their will and then just fought. And yet they are seen as a better time cop, a better fighter, more trustworthy, more everything than Trunks, who was hand selected to do this. It's a huge problem I have. You know what, let's show off one of these side things. Why not? Let's show off one of the side things. Go to a time rift. How far is Hercule's house? It's one of the furthest as well, god damn it. Alright, well. You're gonna see an event. There was a problem that I was going to say, but I cut myself off, and now I can't remember what it was. Like, there's another like nitpicky problem I have. On the level of Trunks and his ineptitudes. I don't remember. But we'll talk about the villains while we just do this side shit for the Saiyans. The Great Saiyers. Why they have numbers? Like, I know it's a thing from the Japanese version. From the Japanese version? No, from the Japanese. Where she's called Great Saiyaman 2. And so, you would be called Great Saiyaman 3. The problem is, in the English, she's called Great Saiyan Woman. And in this game, they refer to you as Great Saiyan New. Because you're new. So it's just weird when you see numbers thrown in where there shouldn't be numbers. And when text is incorrect. But, anyway. Got Jacko in it because you gotta push that super. I'm actually okay with Jacko being in here. I'm not fine with that. I'm not fine. I'm not. Like, I'm not annoyed by that. I'm fine with it. It's all good. Yep, hero. Yep, sure. Yep. Alright. Villains. I prefer the villains in this game than in the first game. In the first game, it was just Toa, Mira, and the Demon God King guy, whose name I can never remember. Who just sort of showed up, did his stuff, waited for Toa and Mira to peace out, and then came back in. But in this game,
Now,
there's Toa and Mira, who are like,
save anyone who has fallen. All right?
who are active,
Remember, though,
active,
some folks might try to
which
stop
I
you.
will admit.
You've got to be quick. Got it?
Okay. The fact that Toa and Mira are active parts in the story, I love so much. It's always great when villains aren't like villains don't again, the problem I have with the guy whose name I never remember from the first game, the end boss, because he just disappears. He shows up, establishes himself as a villain, and then disappears until the end, really. So it's nowhere near as good as Toa and Mira,
It's all up to you now.
who's are constantly, at every step of the way, they are on your case.
Great. That's half of them. Don't slow down now.
And
Keep it
this better villains are always on your case. It also helps, you know, if you are a sexy motherfucker like that Mira. Toriyama, you outdone yourself this time. You outdone yourself this time, sir. I give you props for that.
There's only one left. Stay sharp until the very end. That's the say away.
Yeah, say away. I don't give a damn. But additional villains they have in, because they can't just do Toa and Mira anymore. Lord Slug, who I am A-okay with, because I've always liked Slug. Like, that's just been a thing. I have always liked Lord Slug as a villain, purely because he gave us the False Saiyan. That's the main reason why I love Slug. He gave us the False Saiyan moment, and that is one of the hypest moments in Dragon Ball Z. I don't care.
So, let's see that
I
hustle
do
again
not
next
care.
mission.
And the other villain that they gave
You
us,
have some semblance of motor skills.
or
Until the next lesson.
there's 3 villains they've given us. Lord Slug, Turles, who is my favourite. I don't care. Turles has always been my favourite. Well, no. Now, yeah, Broly got multiple movies, so Turles has been my favourite one-off villain of all time. I love Turles. And the fact that Turles is here, and he's just doing Turles. It's great. And there's the 3rd villain, who I love because it's my favourite character in all of Dragon Ball Z. Well, all Dragon Ball canon. But as someone who heavily followed the development of the Dragon Ball MMO, seeing them in this game only makes me more sad that the Dragon Ball MMO got cancelled. Because that's where Toa and Mira and the whole time travel concept came from. The MMO. But as a villain in this game, who hasn't done much yet, but I know he's going to. And it's not a secret who it is, let's be honest. It's It's a mind-controlled Bardock. And... one, I'm just happy whenever there's more Bardock in anything. And two, it just makes me wish that the MMO happened.
Hi.
Do I have any food to get? I do, okay. Alright, go take that. Bring me back a Z-Soul. And you fat tabagoo. You feed Majin Buu enough food and he gives you... well, he doesn't give you anything. He spawns children. Which is not correct to the canon of how he... you know... of how he made the Buu race. They start with the canon and then they abandon it quickly. The canon is he's reading a porn magazine by... yeah, that was owned by Hercule. And then he just made a female. Because he was lonely. Which, the fact that I'm playing a female Buu led to an amazing moment that I'm glad I screenshotted. I'm going to throw that up now. But... I think it's 10. I think it's you have to make him spawn 10 children before you can unlock the pure Buu transformation. I think it's 10, because everyone else stops at 6, but if you're a Buu, you can get him up to 10, so I assume it's 10. Could be completely wrong. And I'm trying to think if there's any other points I want to touch on, because I've gone about story being basically the exact same story as the first game. It's go back in time, fix stuff. Slight changes to the first game. Some aren't changes at all, some are the exact same. From what I've seen anyway, there might be huge diversions later, but as I've seen so far, it's basically the same story. Only instead of just Toa and Mira changing shit, it's Toa and Mira and Turles and Slug and Bardock changing shit. But that's it so far. There's the combat, which is... the only difference I've noticed during the combat is that, that's the wrong one. The only difference I've noticed is that Awoken skill is transformations. So you get 2 ultimates. Or was that the same as the first game? It's been a while since I played it. But I believe it was a transformation took up an ultimate. Yeah. Yeah, transformation took up an ultimate slot. There's that. You can change clothes. Because that's always been a thing you can do. You can also change the colour of your clothes, boost your stats. Your battle items that I never used, I don't know why. But everything else is, again, I'm gonna keep repeating it because it's just a fact. It's more of the same so far. But better. Like, that's the only way I can really describe it. It's more of the same, but better. Like, the open world is good compared... well, I say open world, it's a bigger world, I guess. Compared to the hub world of the first game. Combat is the same, though. But there's a lot more side content than just parallel quests grinding for your abilities. More mentors that are easier to find, which is good because it was annoying to try to spawn them in. On the subject of mentors, I don't fully understand. You can complete all mentor training without leveling up their friendship. Like in the first game, you had like the first training you got at like 25%, then the second one at 50, third at 75, then the last one, the fourth one, you got at like 90%, and then if you get to 100, you get their unique Z-Soul. With this, you can just do all 4 training at once. Like one after the other. Get all their moves. And just move on to the next one. I don't know if there is a purpose for getting their friendship up to max. There must be. But it might be another Z-Soul, I'm not sure. But it's strange. Like, it gives you no real incentive to go all the way up to the max. Like with the first game, you had to increase it to get more training. With this, you don't. And it's just there. So maybe you get Z-Souls at 100% for each trainer. I don't know, but that's about it. really. It's just you do them all in rapid succession and then you move on. I might be missing something, but I don't know. It's just strange to me. It's just strange to me. But we got the mixing shop, skill shop, item shop, clothing. Everything's, again, the same, apart from the TP. The TP medal shop, which I don't believe was in the first game. But it's basically unique things you can buy with unique currency, but it's only open from Friday to Sunday, so only on the weekends. But you can buy things from every other shop with TP as well, which you get from them parallel quests. So I don't know, it seems like a strange currency, but it's there. I'm not sure what to make of it. That's basic. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to get across. Like, you can only say it's more of the same so many times before, you know, it loses all meaning. But it is more of the same. So far, I gotta stress that I haven't beaten the game, but so far it's more of the same. Not a bad thing, but there's just not much to say about it, really. It's just there. Like, it's not bad by any stretch of the means. It's better. You're in two places at once because you were just up there. Ha! Okay. But yeah, it's like, if you played the first game, you know exactly what to expect from this game. There's not much that's changed as far as I can tell. And the open world's nice. I'm gonna keep calling it open world. The changes to the mentor system is great. The fact that they're all just around and you can just go to them. That looks dope as all hell. The flying's cool once you finally unlock it after... I'm gonna call it a spike in, like, a high spike in difficulty. Like, if you do insane amounts of side content, you out-level and outpace the story significantly. Then you get to the fight with Frieza and Cooler when Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time, and it's just a huge spike. Like, I was still over-leveled for it, and they were fighting on, well, actually, no, because of the spike, I wasn't over-leveled. So I went from ridiculously over-leveled to the point where I would end almost every fight before most of the dialogue had finished, to fighting on par with the computers. Like, it's huge. Like, I assume they're going to do that more often, and it's going to incentivize you going to spend hours to decide stuff and then come back, which I'm fine with. I'm perfectly fine with that. But it seems too easy until that point. And then I fear, again, it's going to get too easy until that point again. So difficulty might be a problem. But we'll have to see in the long run. I don't know. But that's... yeah, that's everything. That's everything that's come to mind I want to get off. I want to get off my chest. Awoken. Time rifts. Parallel quest. Story. My issues with Trunks. Like, Trunks and the repetition is the only issue I have with the story so far. Repetition is a fundamental problem because it's a time travel story. You can't not have repeats in a time travel story, in a sequel time travel story to a time travel story. You can't not have repeats. So that's a fundamental problem that I can overlook. My problem with Trunks I can't overlook because that's just such a big problem to his character. But that's really all the problems I have so far with the game. It's just that combat. Never had a problem with the combat in the first game. I still don't. Don't have a problem with anything else really. So this is, I'm not going to call it an informative quick look, but it's a quick look nonetheless, just to give you an idea of how the game is. Again, to sum it up, more of the same but better. That's the best way you can describe it.